Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel. I'm in a little place called Belfair, Washington, Little Hickville. The traffic hour going through my town is like crazy right now. It's expanded so much. I've lived in the same home since 1992. My husband did a lot of, he was in the military, I was in the military, but he did the best thing for our family. He kept our kids in the same elementary school, middle school, and high school. He gave up making senior chief, master chief, all that stuff to keep us here. And I will always be so grateful to him for that. Just a little information. So, let's hopefully it doesn't get too noisy. Anyways, I have been playing, guys. I have been making cards with retired product, the Rings of Love DSP, which I'll show you a couple of samples. So it had this print, this print. These are the backs. I'm not using those. So there is a stamp set called Rings of Love. It went with in the annual catalog. But what I am using to go with it are paper pumpkin stamps. Let's get those used up. I did not purchase any new fall stamp sets or paper because I wanted to use what I had. So I have been using the September 2020's paper pumpkin kit. That one is, what is this one I've been using in there? Well, not on this card, but that one says give thanks. You could put that on there. Maybe I'll have to add that one. But I did use Hello Pumpkin or something on there. Anyways, I pulled that one out. This one is October 2021's. I'm using the leaves and You're a Blessing from that paper pumpkin. On this one, my Old Faithful, thankful for friends like you. It says grateful for family like you and happy Thanksgiving. So these are my cards I'll be mailing out this year. And I've been using some pre-made card bases I had in a box that are craft-like, some other things. So let's show you. There's some things I've created that you haven't seen that I didn't do videos. So here's one. Really cute. This is the DSP. This is me stamping in Poppy Parade, Misty Moonlight, and oh, I missed two leaves there. That's okay. Crushed Curry I stamped off first. This one I really love. This one, and using the circle punches, the 2 3/8 and the 2-inch circle punch, just created a beautiful little card. So here's another one. This time I fussy cut some of the leaves from some of the DSP. These were all edge pieces that, you know, were on scrap pieces, and I just cut them up and added them to that one. This one's very simple. All I did was stamp the sentiment and added my fussy cut bits. So this one I did a video on. These are little balsa pumpkins from the dollar store. I added these little leaves because I took pictures with these little leaves, and then I was like, I should add those. So what do you guys think about the addition of the leaves? Here's the one with the little bird print. Cute. Here's the house one. Another one. Another one where I took ribbon and did a little knot detail and just stamped on the DSP. This one, love the Poppy Parade in this. This one, I also added the little leaves. Love it. So what are we doing for this one? I have 3 cards prepped. I have done half of the stamping just for time-wise. And I want to show you this. So these pre-made card bases, we're going to do this one first. These pre-made card bases I have, they go in a regular size envelope, but these were just in a box, okay? They measure 5.5 by 8, scored at 4. So if you want to copy any of these cards and you don't cut your card base down to this, cut your card base at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So I went ahead and wrote this out. Hopefully it's large enough you guys can see this. This was the pre-made card base at 5.5 by 8, scored at 4. This is the regular card bases that everybody usually makes. They are measured 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So where my layer number 1 and 2 will be 3.75 by 5.25. A regular card base one would be 4 by 5.25. Layer number 2, 3.5 by 5. A regular one would be 3.75 by 5. So I hope I'm not confusing you. Hopefully I'm helping you to determine if you wanted to cut your cards and stuff and make the same cards. If you have the same product or something similar, use the regular card measurements, not these. These are just because of the card bases that I had on hand. So I'm not sure if that's helpful, but let's hope. Okay, had to have a sip. My metal, you can hear it. Ding, ding, ding. You're wondering what I'm drinking, guys, maybe? I'm drinking a Lotus spritzer with grapefruit and orange syrup in it. Don't really do caffeine, though I love a Diet Coke, goodness knows. But I try to only have Diet Coke now. Like if I'm out in town or something, I don't try not to bring that in the house. But I use club soda for that. So, okay, what do we have? You can see I've already done quite a bit. So I have my card base. My card base, again, my card base is 5.5 by 8, scored at 4. If you want to make this one, do your card base at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. Layer number 1 for this card is Evening Evergreen. My layer is 3.75 by 5.25. Your layer should be 4 by 5.25. Then layer number 2 is our DSP layer. 3.5 by 5 is mine. If you want to make this card, it's 3.75 by 5. I'm really hoping that that is helpful. My inside layer then is 3.75 by 4.25. And I just took a 1/4 inch strip of DSP and put it on the edge for some detail. So let's make this card up. So let's go ahead and glue the inside. We're not going to do any more stamping to this. I have it all pre-done. I'm just showing you what I am creating, hopefully giving you ideas. Now, just because, oops, almost glued that to the front of the card. That would have been terrible. May not have been probably won't be the first time that might happen to me. That probably should have had a little bit more off the edge. That is probably the wrong side. Anyways, that's in there. So here is my piece. It looks so pretty with that Evening Evergreen. So what are we doing? I have 6 inches of Evening Evergreen ribbon. I'm going to pop it on the back, on the top here as just a little bit of detail. But before I do that, I want to take this 2 3/8 of an inch circle punch, and I'm going to cover up this particular house because, wow, look at that. I fussy cut it out. So we're just going to add a little bit of a focal point by doing this. So I'm going to cover up that house right there. And I know it's not center. It's just where it tends to be. This was already cut to this size, the scrap piece. So now I have my house, but I want to diffuse a little bit of the Evening Evergreen, and I did that by cutting out a vellum circle that is 2 inches. So we're going to need, no, I don't need that, Tia. I don't need whatever she's talking about. So, no. No, not necessary. So I'm going to, let's see, let's do the house first. So I'm going to just stick this Well, I was going to pop that up, but maybe we'll pop up the vellum. I was like, oh my goodness. I almost forgot I even had it here. Miss Gloria Wolf makes my beautiful pokey tools. If you guys can see this, this is her business card. It's blingcreations520@gmail.com. So there. I almost forgot I wanted to do that. I had it sitting out here by my glue bottle. But there it is. I put it out there again. So we're going to add this to our vellum circle. And then we will pop up, possibly, let me get my clip here. We're going to pop up our vellum. As long as, oh, my fingertips, guys, are almost so cold. I have Raynaud syndrome. It's very common. Anyways, my blood doesn't circulate properly to my extremities, and my fingertips get so cold, like right now, because it's real early in the morning. They won't register like on a phone or a tablet or anything. Honest to goodness, I was like in bed one night doing a puzzle because I like to do them on my tablet. And I'm like telling my husband, Russell, my tablet's not working. It's broken. It won't register. And I'm going like this, trying to get anything to register. And he's like, give me your hands. He's like, your hands are so cold. That's why it's not doing it. He's like, so he helped warm my hands up. And sure enough, it started registering. And it's like, oh, I forget about things like that sometimes. But he was like, ding dong, it works just fine. He's like, your hands are just too cold. It won't register anything. My daughter got me these USB heated gloves that work really well. The other night it was getting kind of cold because it's turning fall. And my hands were so cold. I put them on. They go like right to here. And they have this great warmth in them. And you can use them with, they charge with I'll have to bring them out here one day and show you guys. Anyways, I went to bed with them on because my hands were so cold. My feet get like that too. And my toes will actually start curling in on each other. Oh, that ribbon is not straight, but we'll make it. So there we have it. And now we're just going to add some glue. Last night was the Pee-wee night at the high school. And left at halftime. My grandson was driving me nuts. I think the stimulation of the game overworked his little brain. Kids were running amok. He was trying to climb on the fencing like his other friends were allowed to do. He's not allowed to do that. Of course, you're not supposed to do it, but he just drove me nutty. It was absolutely, I was like, they wanted the boys all to sit together. I thought they were going to corral them in at the far end of the stands. No, I think the coach let them loose. And he runs by us. And I'm like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going with my friends. I'm like, where are you guys going? Concession stand. Give him money. His friends, I see most of the kids come back. I don't see him. So I'm like, all right. So I go down there to the concession stand area, and he is climbing on the fences. He's just cannot control himself. And I tell him, I said, let's go. I said, you either go back and sit with your teammates, I said, or we are leaving. You cannot run him. He's like, there's a security guard. So the security guard ain't going to do nothing if somebody decides to take off with you, kid. And he's like, I am enjoying my life. And I'm thinking, you're enjoying your life as you're trying to climb the fence to the football game. I'm like, honey, you can enjoy your life all you like. I said, but for right now, I said, don't make me drag you out of this football game. I said, because I will have Papa come drag you out of this game. He's like, ugh. I'm like, let's go. So we did. We went on back up there. And about 20 minutes later, he comes up and he's like, can we go? And I'm like, oh, yes, we can go. I cannot. I told my daughter, I said, I know they want the boys there at the football game. I said, but Hank can only handle so much. I said, he's not the only one. I just don't. I never allowed my kids to run amok. I don't care where you are. I think you have a responsibility to the people who are around you for kids not to be climbing on fences in front of them, especially when there's, signs that tell you do not stand in this area, do not climb or whatever. And the parents just didn't give a hoot. I am not one of those people. So, but he did enjoy the pregame. We had to have him there at 5:30 for a 7 o'clock game. They got to go out on the football field, watch the guys practice, do exercises with them. They got to run to the big bulldog, and they just, the anthem, the flag, everything. It was really good for that. So this is card number 1. You're a blessing. Thankful for friends like you. Very simple, just highlighting the house. These were a couple of bits that were on the scrap piece. So there's one. Let's get on to number 2. Number 2 is a bit different. I am going to do 2 versions of this card. One, we're going to do stamping with the inks, the paper pumpkin stamps. One, we're going to do plain because I want to see what it looks like. And I was like, did I prep for the inside? So the inside, this is the same layer. This here is, yes, this is the same measurement for layer number 2. This is the inside. So 3.5 by 5. If you're doing it, it's 3 3/4 by 5. I added a 1/2 inch strip of the DSP. We're going to get this glued down right away. X marks the spot. Plus, we had to get him home and get ready for today's game. It's an away game. All right. So that's the inside of our card. What else do we have here? I have a 1/4 inch of black. That is a 1/4 inch by whatever the scrap piece was. This is a little tiny bit over 6.5 because we're going to wrap it around. I have my DSP, Rings of Love again. Now my DSP is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Yours would be 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, sorry. Wrong piece. Let's switch that up. All right. Layer number 1 is black. 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 is my layer. If you're doing a regular card, it would be 4 by 5 1/4. Then our DSP layer, layer number 2, is 3 3/4 by 5. And if you are doing it, it'd be 3 3/4 by, this is 3.5 by 5 is mine, sorry, and 3 3/4 by 5. Sorry, my daughter's dog just came outside. I have the gate up. She finally got off of the bed and probably needs to go to the bathroom. Lay down. She was struggling. She has that back leg. So we're going to glue this to the black. Sometimes she had physical therapy yesterday and she did quite a bit of work. Glue bottle goober is, why is it the ones with the less glue have like no goobers in them? Let's see. I could just get out an old bottle of Tombow here, a full bottle. Though I think I put it in a drawer. I'm doing the X, I'm just dotting it till it comes out, so. I think the black just adds a bit to it. So this is now getting glued down. And if you guys are noticing that little truck, this is something that was in my little fall bits and bobs container I have. And I'm like, why not use it? So it is just a piece. It's a piece of a DSP that you cut apart, you know. So I have 2 of those. So we're going to get them used up. So there's our woods background. And I forgot. We needed to, I was going to wrap this around. I guess I'm going to cut it now. I'm going to make this go like so. So I guess we're going to trim it down now because I forgot to wrap it. Sometimes I get carried away. So it needs to be 5 1/4. I want it edge to edge with the black. So it literally is a scrap piece from me cutting this piece, though this was the longer end. So let's make sure. Yes, here is my truck. Is that gonna work? I need to cut my truck down a bit. I could fussy cut that truck out and stick it. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay. Change of plans. Let's fussy cut the truck. I just think that would be really cute. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on the other one, but we'll see. Then we'll pop the truck up. Really thick. It's, I know it was a piece of DSP, but it's really thick. It's like cardstock. Not truly DSP, I guess, because this is really thick stuff. Don't ask me where I got it, guys. Like I said, this is from years of stash of stuff. I have a container that has my fall, my Halloween stuff in it. And this fell out of the box. And I was like, ooh, cute. Cute, cute, cute. So change sometimes. See, that's like a little road going through the forest. Ah. So let's just do it this way. Making sure the card opens. Let's go here. I want my truck. What else? There should be something else in here. There. Or maybe we'll do this at the top and put that like you would a ribbon. And we'll put our little truck down at the bottom. Oh, cute. So, truck up on dimensionals. I think this whole piece can go across. All right, so our truck is going to go right here. Bringing those pumpkins to everybody over the river and through the woods, right? So at an inch mark. So an inch from here, which is right here. Yep. Scooped, not that far down. I just want it edge to edge. Okay, and You're a Blessing already done. Now I did that with the word window punch and this one, which I don't remember the name of. And I doubt if I ever will, unless somebody out there can tell me. So let's go ahead and add 2 minis, because I'm almost done with these minis. What's left of them. I think we'll add another, the last one in the center for good measure. Maybe, if it will play ball. So, sweet, simple card. Okay, so that's done. The envelope, Happy Thanksgiving. So that's that card. This one we're going to stamp on. Let's play. Okay, so you guys got all that measurement stuff, right? Oh, never mind. I was going to use that to stamp off on. I'll just grab another sheet or two. So let's see. We're going to need that stamp and pierce mat. I'm going to pull this down a bit. And we are going to try something. So there's my blessing. This is for the inside. All our bits and bobs. But we're going to stamp on this. So let's put that over there. That. We're going to start with real red this time. Yes, I was looking at the truck. So we're going to start with real red. We're going to add stamp off. I'm going to stamp off way down there. I am going to add this one, just a hint of it. Let's get its little lines. Cute. So that part for that is done. Now let's stamp some leaves here. And we're going to stamp off each and every time we do that. So stamping off. We're going to make our leaves our fall background. So right there. Stamp off. I want one about right there. Stamp off. Turn. There. I want to do 5 in total, even if it's just a hint of one. So now we're going to do its counterpart, which are the veinings of the leaves. Pushed too hard on my ink pad and got that, which is not desirable, but it's okay. We are just stamping on DSP, which when you have a print, sometimes it comes out really cool. So I have to go ahead and do the cleany thing here, because next we're going to get crushed curry. We're going to use crushed curry and old olive for this card. Or actually, pumpkin pie would be perfect. So maybe I'll grab pumpkin pie. Let's see where it would turn my tower. I have the old turn tower of Stampin' Ups. So yeah, let's do first. That almost got onto my envelope. Let's close that up. Let's do crushed curry first. And then we'll switch it off to pumpkin pie. So we need to, let me flip this because I need this end to stamp off onto. So stamping off, we're going to add a bit here. Stamp off completely, a bit there, stamp off completely, add one there, stamp off completely, add a bit there, stamping off completely and adding a little tint of one there, and then the veining in full strength. So we're going to go right there. Saved the best for last. I love doing the stamping. Oh my goodness, that is why you know, sometimes it doesn't always work out. This is working out. Oh my gosh, I love it. Ooh, yes. It's gonna make me have a nice start to my busy day. Hey, by the way, guys, my flooring is down. It's not, well, it's 95% done in the kitchen. That means the stove and the refrigerator can come out of the living room. And I will tell you, so my husband laid the living room flooring down, right? We put the sofa there. My daughter bought a new sectional sofa. It was used, you know, but it was really, it's beautiful, beautiful sofa. So she got this great deal on the sofa. She bought it. We had it in there, you know, thinking everything's great. And then my husband's like, Allie, I forgot to get the underlying for underneath the flooring. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's this stuff you're supposed to get to go under the flooring, like carpet padding, but it's made for, you know, vinyl, hardwood type, you know, that kind of stuff. I said, are you telling me we have to pull all of this up? He's like, yes. So went to the store, had to buy the underlying stuff. So that's also what's taken quite a bit. So we're stamping off. I was going to use a different leaf, but now we're not. So we're going to add, this one is going to kind of like, let's do here. Oh, good call with the pumpkin pie, I think. This is the old cloth style pads, which I tell you what, these pads do not have as much trouble as those foam pads do. I do miss the cloth pads. I like where you can really, you know, ink that up. I'm not afraid to push on these pads. I don't have many of them left, but I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a hint of another one, and I am going to go just there. Yes. So now the veining. So, gotta figure out where the veining is on some of these. Turn it. Oh, I forgot to do the on the other one, so I have to clean this off again. The 4. So this is done. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Pretty fall. So let's set that aside. We have to do a few of the leaves on here. So let's do the pumpkin pie first, because I gotta switch back to crushed curry. I'm gonna put my pumpkin pie right there, right in the center, like it's just fallen out. I'm looking for my chamois. Oh. No. The neighbor's dog came out in their yard, and my little dog and him are just, I would not say mortal enemies, but they're bark friends. They have a bark fest every time they sniff each other. They're just insane. Oh, they drive me crazy. We could do a little green in there. Why am I opening the green? I want crushed curry. Okay. So stamp off, and we're going to come right there. And do I want to add the green? My old olive is a cloth pad too. Let's see. Do I want to add a little hint of a green leaf in here? Yeah, why not? Why not? All right. A little bit there and a little bit. Let's do like this way. Let's go this way. This now would be pretty on a card front, but it's going to be the inside. This one needs just a touch here and there of stamp off first of our green. So we're just going to pop it. May not see it, but do I want it upside down? Yes. And it's veining. The veining makes all the world a difference with the stamps. And I know this is getting busy and I cannot help that. So we're going to add just a little point and a little point and little butt end of it. I think that got full strength, and a little bit there. And let's add the veining. There's some veining. There's some. And here. All right. Now we have that little bit of green in there, and we can now put this card together. I'm excited for this one. We are definitely, are we fussy cutting the truck out? I might just trim it down, I think. So, inside piece first, because we're going to just trim that truck down a bit. Here we go. X, a swervy, worvy X. Dot, 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 dot. Gotta have 4 of them. Not a cootie shot either. The Big Bang Theory. My husband loved that show. I hated it. I don't know why, but I still remember things. But when it is, let's do an X dot, 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 dot. Okay, black layer. Now I said we're going to trim this down because I want to see more of my leaves, all that gorgeous stuff I did. So this is, first we're going to trim it to make sure it's 3.5 exactly. I'm going to come in 1/4 of an inch at the top, 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. I'm going to take off, so that brings it to 2.5. And then do I come over 1/4 of an inch? Yes, so 1/4 of an inch off all the way around the truck. So you know, and Stamping Up has that little trucking along bundle. I gave that to my girlfriend because that just was not. I did like one video with it. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm thinking I need to stamp some leaves around on this too. I think I want to. Let's do it. So we're going to start with the green. No. No, 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 no. Don't do that. That will totally mess it up. Start with the red, just like I did before. Start with the red. Real red, that is. So we're going to put this leaf here. This paper has texture on it. A little bit there. And one going this direction. And the veining is next, which it didn't get cleaned off. So let's do so. All of these cards are so different. I mean, I don't think I have done one the same at all. So this is here. The veining makes the image. I know I would not like the stamp if it wasn't for the veining part of it. It's just who I am. Oh, most definitely needed that. And then we'll come in a tiny bit with the crushed curry, the pumpkin pie. So we got to be careful about how many more colors we put on this little tiny piece of paper. So we're going to stamp off. I want a good spot to stamp off. I think we'll do pumpkin pie. No, crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and old olive. So I want to do like that. That's our crushed curry. Now full strength with the veining. cleany, cleany, cleany. Have to clean it off so we can do the pumpkin pie. I'm all done with this. I can close that one up. I can close the Real Red. Oh, we could have done the pumpkin pie with this one. I think let's just do it. It'll be, no, it would change. It would make it, no. Don't do that, Alice. If you didn't do it on the other parts, don't do it now. So we're going to do just a side partial of that. And the veining. All right, those are done. Now this one in the old olive. Going to be at an angle. And the veining. And I think that's going to really make it stand out on our, look how pretty that is. Look, even that alone is gorgeous. But this now, this is going to go up on dimensionals and see it goes better, much better. Actually, what if we popped a little bit? You know, sometimes you never know. What if we, I think it needs a little tiny edge of black to set it off. It does. So this is getting glued down. We may not need that 1/4 inch strip that I already did. Swervy, swervy, X, dot, 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 dot. And then we're going to have to fix our lovely card here. This one. So we know that this is 2.5 by 3.5. So we just want to add, if it's 3.5, I'm adding it to 3 3/4. Since it is 2.5, we're adding it 2 3/4. And that should give us a 1/4 inch, an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around our little truck. See that? Most definitely. And I'm thinking this needs to be black backed. I can fix that too. So let's add this. And then we're going to dimensionalize it. I got what we can do. Watch. We are going to fix it. X, maybe. A dotted X. Go with our dot, 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 dot. Let's try to get it straight. So here's our truck. And this needs a little bit of black, I think, behind it. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to punch this. I'm going to cut it in a second if I can grab a hold of it. And then I'm going to add some glue on this side. I'm just adding a little extra layer by splitting it up. A little glue on this side. And there we have it. Look at that. I don't want to put it there. I want, where do I want it? Up here. Up there or down here. I'm going to have to off-center this truck. Yes. Ooh. Yes. This goes up on dimensionals. We don't need that one anymore. Thank you for holding our dimensionals. We need 4 of these though. 1 in each corner. And this card, of course, took the longest. hoping is to have it all completely. So we're going to put it, if I do it center, yeah, I can do it in the center. Maybe I can. So roughly center, right? And then this just needs a glued dimensional on this end, because this end will be glued to there. I'm going to hold it. Nope, I'm going to do it just like that. Ta-da! Really cute. Oh, love the inside. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to show you what we created in this video. So where are my cards at? So this was our last project, the one we just did. Here's our other truck going through the woods. And here's our little house with our spotlighting of the house. Fussy cut and just put layers behind it so it stands out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing all my cards that I'm working on. So thanks for hanging with me for this time. I know it was a bit longer, but there is 3 cards. I would appreciate it if you would consider giving me a likes up thumb, the likes up thumb, or commenting. Comments let me know that what you think of my products, and it keeps me going, guys. I am so grateful to each and every one of you who are subscribing, who are coming. I know you guys can't comment all the time, and I just want to let you know that your comments are not a futile attempt. I truly read them. I love waking up and reading them. Sometimes if something else happens, like a doctor's appointment or in the morning, I don't read them until later on the day, but I do respond to each and every one of them. And I appreciate all that you have to say about what I am sharing with you. So thank you so very much. And please come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now.